Hi, everyone, and welcome back to day 2 of Adobe Live. My name is Anna McNaught, and I'll be your host today, and I am joined by the wonderfully talented Elise Swopes. Welcome, Elise.
Hi, Anna. Nice to see you again on day 2. Woo-woo.
Nice to see you too. I'm so excited. We have so much fun stuff planned today. Welcome everyone into the chat. Those of you joining us, we got Cody Bear, we got General, we got Stony. Hi, Robert. Welcome back from yesterday. Hope you're doing well. Just a reminder to those of you watching over on YouTube to come join us on behance.net/Adobe Live so that you can chat with Elise and ask her any questions and get to know her a bit better. So without further ado, I would love to hear your intro and see what you've been up to.
Hey, thanks so much. I'm so happy to be here again. Really excited that you all are joining me and Anna and the rest of the Adobe Live crew. I am Elise Swopes. I am a visual storyteller and I specialize in mobile photography and editing. I made my start on Instagram in 2011, although I have been creating since I was about 9 or 10 years old. I actually designed websites that taught other people how to create their own websites. And I've designed my own website here. It's like my baby. I make sure it's always updated with all my latest stuff and updates. And I've got a newsletter. I've got a podcast that I share quite often. I have done quite a bit of work and also have spoken at Adobe Max last year, which was so cool and amazing. And I've done quite a bit of projects with a lot of different brands and agencies over the years. And I do a lot of different creative content from photography to video to illustration to graphic design. I really genuinely do like a good challenge. Like, for example, when I was working with McDonald's, I did like this interesting little patch that they gave out at ComplexCon, and there was a line across the whole event for people to pick this up. So I designed these patches inspired by Chicago, my hometown where I'm from. I'm actually living in Brooklyn right now, and I moved in the middle of the pandemic, which was unbelievable. But I've been getting by, having fun. And I've also, done a ton of projects with Adobe, which have always been some of my most creative and most inspiring. Done a lot of work with Adobe stock, but most importantly is the video projects that I've been doing recently, which are these very creative loops. And what I've been trying to do specifically is take the fun, surreal mentality that I have and bring that into real life in video. And thankfully, allowing myself to kind of play around in Premiere, I found all these different tools and different elements that have allowed me to tell a different story, which has been so exciting. And yesterday, we actually went through this video and how to create it with the change to color tool in Premiere Pro. And we had so much fun because we figured out that we could actually do this like crazy kind of gradient thing, which I'll actually show you real quick. And this isn't quite finished all the way, but and it might be actually, I'm going to put it at half so you can kind of see it a little better. But there's this interesting gradient thing that kind of happened yesterday with the clothes, which I didn't realize was possible. So yeah, if you want to watch that on day 1, you probably should do that.
Yes.
But yeah, we we're blowing our own minds.
We were so amazed, and everyone in the chat was loving it. So
yeah, it was really, really cool. But today we're going to go through a couple different videos that I've made for brand projects that have really, like I said, I think the coolest part about branching off into video a little bit more has been being able to accomplish a lot of different ideas that I wasn't able to before. You know, when a brand comes to me to I don't know, like work on a wine brand or promote an artist for the American Music Awards. You know, before I would be like, okay, well, how can I kind of fit my mobile art or my illustrations or that? But I think video has allowed me to kind of think even wider about the vision and what kind of message I can get across. And yeah, and even earlier or last year, later in 2020. One of my reels played on the American Music Awards, which was super, super cool. And that was just a telltale sign that, you know, at least hopefully I'm continuing to tell a story that makes sense to other people. So thankfully, shout out to Premiere Pro for helping us out.
Yes.
But specifically, my first video that I'm going to talk about is this fun video that I made. And, you know, I'm curious actually, and I wonder if we could maybe even have a vote in the chat about which video I could even start first. I wonder if that could be kind of fun.
Oh, that's a great idea.
For sure. But I'll just show them real quick and then you can let me know, because we have 4 different options here. And yes, so I'll explain all of them. So this is the first one. This is some work I did with a brand called Apothic. And it was a nice summer day. Wanted to do something a little bit creative and fun. So I made the wine glass disappear and pour into an invisible wine glass.
That's so cool.
And I wanted to make sure, thank you also. Thanks so much. I wanted to make sure too that it looped and it just kind of kept people's attention, which we kind of talked about yesterday. I really enjoy making loops just because I like that continuation of intrigue, I suppose. And I definitely played with that, oddly enough, with like my behind here, but it worked out pretty well because I just kind of throw the towel at it and it just kind of comes back around that way. Without people needing to think too hard about it.
Love it.
Yeah. And this video actually is and real quick, what I'm doing in Premiere Pro right now, just so you get just for anyone who doesn't know what I'm doing, I'm right clicking these videos in the project panel here, and I am doing an open and source monitor, which allows me to kind of review the video maybe before I drag it in or just review something that I may be referencing, but that's how I use that. So this is another video, and I actually edited this and created this on my phone at first, which was fairly easy, but I just wanted to show a lot of people who may not have seen me do that and show them the behind the scenes video and how I did that, or how I accomplished this video in a little bit more thought out and explained way. Ooh, is this cool? Nice.
Yeah.
So people can see it a little bigger. Nice. So that just kind of like, again, I'm obsessed with loops.
That is so cool. I haven't seen that one. Did you share that one?
I have, yeah, on Instagram, like
wow, I
last
totally missed
year.
that.
But that's it's a funny thing about Instagram. I was so adamant about like posting one piece like once because I was like, if people see it, they see it. I don't like reposting too much. I don't like, pushing things too much in people's faces. But I think that what we should do more is be comfortable with posting things more often because a lot of people miss the stuff that they didn't see before. And
Definitely.
I think so I'm trying to be a little bit more comfortable with that. So I should probably post this again as like a reel or something. But I posted it as just like a regular post. And I think it was kind of before any reels was kind of popping off. But yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite simple, but really kind of profound videos, so to say. So yeah, definitely had a lot of fun with that one. And then this one was for the American Music Awards. And I was promoting some artists who are going to be performing. And I wanted to do it in this interesting, fun, creative way. And you could see the cars in the background. They do this kind of interesting thing at the end, which I did not anticipate when I was creating this video. Or they just thought I was going to make these like billboards pop. But when I was editing it, I thought it would be an interesting thing to do. Now, how I accomplished that, we're going to see, because it was a lot of trial and error for me personally. But but that's literally how I edit. That's how I create. That's how I do anything that I do. And that's how I know anything that I do is because I'm just using the redo and the undo option as much as possible. And then here's the fourth option we can go through, and then we can have a quick little vote. Now this was fun. This was in promotion of Adobe Max.
Wow. Ah, love it.
Yeah, so that was fun. I will be honest, to just say a little backstory on this video is that and this is something that a lot of people need to keep in mind about creating video, is that when you create video, okay, you must pull your video off of your card, your camera card, okay, and put it in a file that's on your computer or in an external drive. Don't just drag it from the card and use it in Premiere, because you're gonna lose your file and it's gonna be gone. So when I say that, it means I do not have the original file of that, but we're gonna figure out how to show you how to edit it anyway. A prime example. I like being an example. That's my purpose here. We're just hanging out being examples.
Exactly.
Okay, so do we have any votes? And if we don't, I'm going with second day one because that was my choice anyway, but I just decided to get a little bit of involvement.
Yeah. Anybody have any thoughts real quick before we jump right into this one? Everyone's saying they're down to vote, but no one has voted which one they want yet. So
pondering.
I know we're a little delayed here, so we might need to give it a few minutes. Let us know, which clip do you want Elise to use? Now's your moment. Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Forever.
All right, we got second option from Paco.
Nice,
Cody says wine glass one. Pearl says the third one. So
okay, we have great.
Yeah. Christina says the second one. So we got 2 votes for the second.
All right. I like it. Well, let's go with second then, so we don't waste any more time. How about that? So let's just start off by taking a look over here in the project panel, like I explained yesterday, and we'll continue to, because I am a teacher in heart, and I believe that people should just be learning things at all times, even if they know it. This is the project panel, and this is where I'm keeping all my files, and this is where I unfortunately had my folder open at that time, just explaining that fourth video. This is where I had my folder open with the card open, and I dragged the files into this project panel. See, I don't believe, and I don't know if there's settings quite yet, because I'm so new in Premiere Pro, if there is a possibility to, when you drag it in there, they like save into the folder where it is or something. That would be fire. But just for a little backstory, make sure that you save all your files from your cards, from your camera, and in another folder on your desktop or whatever, or in an external drive before you export it out, or when you save your Premiere file or whatever. You want to make sure that you're getting those video files, because just because they're in the project panel here doesn't mean they actually exist. Because when you open up that program, it's going to say, okay, all your files are offline, and that means your files are gone. And that's how I knew when I opened it. I was like, oh, here we go. So yeah. All right. So let's open up this one. So I'm going to do new sequence from clip because I like to do that. It just takes all the settings from that clip and creates a new sequence from it, just so I don't have to kind of start from scratch. Now, the thing about this video is I initially wanted to change the size of it to 4:5 because that's what I knew I was going to be posting in. Now, if you're keeping it 9:16 for Reels or for TikTok or whatever, you can edit that in the sequence settings up here. And this it's got the 9:16 settings already, thankfully, but I'm gonna just set the settings here for Instagram, and I believe it's 1080 by 1350. Oh, thank God. Okay. Yes, it is.
I always have to guess.
Scared for a second. Oh my goodness. And I could probably like do double that, like the double the size, but I just know that Instagram is gonna compress it anyway, so I'm just gonna think that far. Now, change preview file format or frame requires all deleted. That's okay for now. I'm not too worried about it. Now, what I am going to do, since I realized that this is a little bit bigger, I'm going to go into the effects controls and just kind of scale it down and figure out where I want that frame to be. I'm in the source over here. You'll notice it's effects controls. You see I've got the source that I'm clicked on, because that's when you want to make sure for sure. Now, it's easy right now to tell that we're in the timeline on this clip, but if you want to make sure that you're editing that clip in the effects, make sure you're clicked on it and make sure it says the source here as well. So we've got an opportunity here to change the position, can change, all these different things, but kind of want to match it up a little bit. And I also realized I probably don't necessarily need a lot of the sound in here, but I'm just gonna do myself a favor real quick and just drag all of these clips in here first. I could just do the sound all at once because I don't need the background sound. Okay, let me hit this and click it and it'll actually drag over. Awesome. I think if I'm playing a clip in the project panel, it makes it a little bit difficult for me to click and drag it. So you want to make sure that you're just kind of like actually clicking on it. And then let me grab this other clip here. I know this one's a little bit longer because I probably ran through it a couple times, but we'll cut that. Now I'm just going to drag on all of these clips, right click, unlink. And unlinking means I'm taking out the sound. And I'm just taking out all the sound because I was just explaining this yesterday. All the sound is in this is my boyfriend being like 1, 2, 3. Okay, go. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yep. Like, and when I'm editing, that is not going to be the most helpful. And maybe it is in certain cases, but while we're doing this, I don't think it's necessary. And I could hit mute here. You'll notice there's an option right down here to hit mute, but in the long run, I feel like just getting that out of the way is going to be helpful. Now, I have a bunch of tools over here in this panel here. And one of my favorite tools is the razor tool, and it makes it really easy for me to kind of cut clips so that they make sense to the transitions I'm trying to accomplish. Now, the first things first, we were even talking about yesterday, I want to kind of drag these clips up just so I could see the timeline previews in here, which is very helpful. And so I am going to kind of just drag. You'll see me waiting out, waiting for my boyfriend to tell me when to go. Mm-hmm. I knew I kind of messed up because I stepped the wrong foot. So the concept with these is I want to make sure that in every clip, I am ending the same way that I am beginning the next clip. And so that meant that I had to memorize, I think, 3 different positions to kind of land in and to enter a scene in. And wasn't the easiest thing. Now, these 3 clips are my best clips. We had like 20, 30 in each location.
Wow.
Yeah. And by the time I was tired.
Yeah.
And it's like dancing. It's like dancing for real. Like yeah, no, it was. And then you're also in the middle of New York and everyone's looking at you because, you know, TikTok's on the rise and everyone wants to look at the TikTokers or whatever, doing all their things. So everyone's laughing at me. Everyone's looking at me. You know, it's fine. I can do it. It's all about the pressure. So I took a challenge and here we are. See, this is the behind the scenes of these videos. Now,
I love it.
I am going to zoom in a little bit, which means that I'm just going in to see each frame by frame. And I'm just doing that by dragging down here. And you can pull it out if you want to kind of see the entirety of the clips that you're editing. But I actually just want to kind of go in here, and I'm not sure where the previews are. Maybe it was when I resized or something. I'm not sure what's happening, but it doesn't really matter because I can see it right up here. Now, what I want to do is at least try to match this step to my last one. But in order to accomplish that, and this is going to take me actually, now what I realize, I think these are also out of order. So let me make sure that they're in order. I think it was in the right order. Okay. Now, what I want to do and what I think I did, I think I walked in this way. I don't even know where I ended. Okay, let me figure it out. Okay, yes. Okay. So I want to make sure also that these are sized the same as this one. So I all the way back over this clip because I know that it's selected and I know that the effects controls are kind of speaking for that clip. Now, if I was clicked on this, you'll see that the information here is a lot different. But because I'm clicking on this, I'm going to go ahead and just right click this and copy the motion, which means that that's the changes of the position and the scale that I've made to this clip here at the beginning. I'm just going to go ahead here and just paste, do the same in this clip as well, just to save myself some time. And you'll notice that it did change, but I didn't necessarily need to be on the clip to really see that. So what I want to do in order to match this clip to the last one, which I'm trying to figure out where it is. Okay, it's definitely this one. I feel like I'm so confused on this order. Anna, wait, which one? Okay, this one is entering backwards. So this needs to be this way. Okay. Wait, watching my brain work slow motion in real time. Wait, so I come in this way and then okay, yes. Okay, we're good. We're good. Woo.
Okay.
Welcome back. Okay, so I know I fall in this way. And let me just ripple delete these. So what I'm doing, what I'm cutting these, and I'm using this razor tool here, is I'm just kind of, and I'm going to undo that just to show you. So I'm finding where I want to cut my clip, which may be, I think, in this area somewhere here. I think like right there, if my memory serves me right. But I'm just going to show you exactly what I did in order to match that up a lot easier. What I'm going to do is razor cut this and then right click, ripple delete. And I guess I could just do delete there, but I want to make a habit of ripple deleting, at least in this moment, because every time I ripple delete, it brings the clips together without having an empty space, which will give us a black screen. And we don't want any black screens coming in between our clips, do we?
No.
Nah. So let me actually cut the end of this clip. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, and I could probably do this a lot easier, but I'm just going to drag this out a little bit and bring this all the way to the beginning, highlight it back, and then making this hard on myself. I could probably use no, I don't want to use this one. I'll use this one. So this is the track select forward to. So if I bring this all the way forward, it'll grab all the tracks and bring them all forward. But what I was doing is using this like selection tool and kind of highlighting and dragging, which can be done, but I think the other one is probably what the tool uses it for. So we've got this coming in now, and I want to make sure that it looks like I'm coming into that next frame.
We got a quick question for you from the chat.
Yeah, please.
John says, I am wondering what you use to stabilize your footage. Are you using a phone with a gimbal? And has this been stabilized later in post too? I know we talked about that a little bit yesterday, but if you could touch on that, that would be great.
Of course. So this one is actually stabilized with a gimbal for an iPhone. And the name of it is leaving me right now, but it is one of those OG ones, and it's very simple. I think it's what is the one that makes like the drones? DJI.
Oh yeah.
I think that's the brand. I think it is, but it's like, I think like $70, super nice, makes your iPhone videos very smooth. Super easy to install, super easy to put together and walk around with and even break down.
Awesome.
So yeah, definitely a very helpful tool. But in the long run, if you didn't have something like that, the newest iPhones have a lot of stabilization, and also with warp stabilizer. And I believe there's like some interesting tracking, effects that can happen as well in Premiere, that you can accomplish and make it smooth. So a lot of fun things that you can do to get creative with it.
And then I know you can even like add the shake back in, like if you did a static tripod shot and the client wants like handheld, you can add the shake, which I think that's so cool.
You know what's funny? I actually have some presets in here that have fake handheld movement. If you see it down there, it's kind of funny because I like those.
Yeah.
Because I shoot all of my own like tutorial videos, and sometimes my boyfriend may be out of town or whatever, he's like shooting his own stuff, he's a photographer, and so it's difficult for me to kind of have him do everything. So I'll just set it up and make it look like it's got the handheld motion to it, which really adds the effect. So it helps a lot. That's a really good point.
So cool.
Yeah,
like such a fun thing that you can do.
Absolutely. So
one more question for you.
Of course, please.
From Fairy. The chat is very active today.
Yay! Awesome.
Yeah. Fairy wants to know, do you usually write all your shooting list before you go out and shoot your video?
Yes. And I also make sure that I gotta like scout before. I have to know what I'm trying to accomplish before I get there. I have to know my movements before I get there. I'm very, very adamant about like getting in and getting out quick, just getting it and trying to, because I've been in a lot of situations shooting in public where, I don't know, like, I guess cops don't like people taking photos or video or doing certain things, especially in Chicago where I'm from. So I guess in New York, there's a lot of comfortability here. People don't care about anything.
Yeah.
But there, I guess I have a little bit of fear with that. So I try to be as prepared and prepped from that photographer perspective and videographer perspective at all times.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're the same way too. I feel like it helps so much, helps you stay organized.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I don't know if you're the same way, but we end up working backwards sometimes. We'll be like, let's get the last shot first.
Yes.
And then we'll go back to the first shot. And sometimes, especially if it's a talking thing, we have to like warm up and everything.
Yes, exactly. You have to. You have
Yeah.
to. It's all about preparation, really. All of it is. You have to like, and this is, I mean, this thing right here, this pen, pad, and pencil, like this is everything to me. And it
Yeah.
has my ideas, my thoughts, my plans, even stuff that's like doesn't even make sense or whatever, but it's something that will add to the vision later on. Like nothing doesn't add up to that. Like everything matters. It really does. Every piece of it matters, even if you don't think it does.
So true.
Get them ideas down, all thoughts, write it all down. Okay,
Yes.
so my issue, and do we have any more questions? I love these questions. Those were so great questions. Thank you
Yeah.
again.
I know. I think you're good for now.
Okay,
John
great.
John said that was very helpful,
Awesome.
and that your footage looks awesome.
Thank
Well
you.
done. And yeah, I think we're good to go. You can
Yay.
keep moving on.
Cool. Thanks everybody. And thanks, Anna.
Yeah.
Um, so this clip, and this is kind of what we were talking about yesterday, is something I'm very adamant about, and even you'll see in movies, I think, which is very important, is making sure that your movements match where that next frame is going. And what I'm noticing is that because I want this to match as my transition, which is the most important like aspect of this video, I'm noticing that I'm kind of landing on a certain leg, which is I think landing on like my left, and in the video I'm landing on my right. In the next clip I'm landing on my right. So what I want to do is just see if I can extend the next clip a little further to see if there's another step there. And if I don't, then I might cut the, the earlier one. So let's just extend it out a little bit. And I hope it extends. Oh, and I also don't know if that's what it's doing. Okay. Yeah, well, that works. Okay. So I've got this step coming out and I'm landing on my right there. Right, left. I wonder if I want to even, let's see what the left looks like there. I'm just going to do a quick ripple delete. See that kind of, that's oof. And even my arm like matches a lot. See, this is what I'll do. I'll like grab this, and we call this the blue guy yesterday. Grab this little blue guy and I'll just drag it just to kind of like keep looking matching frame to frame a little bit.
Wow.
And it matches a little bit. Now, what could happen is if I shot it a little wider, I may be able to bring the scaling in a little bit. But I don't think I need to do it there. Now, what I can do is zoom it in a little bit here, since I could tell that my feet or my body's a little bit bigger in that other clip, if you can kind of tell a little bit. So I just want to make sure that it matches a little bit more. So I may scale this in a little bit by dragging up here in the scale here. And I could type it in if I want, but I just like dragging a little bit right now. So that's a little bit more zoomed in. Let's just see what it looks like. Something. I think it's like my step, pull out. I think I want to do like an actual step there. So let's cut this a little bit more. Ripple delete. I feel like that was it because I felt like I was doing two steps a little bit, like
Yeah.
a little, you know. Every time I do that, I remind myself of my brother. He does it all the time. He like makes sound effects for like everything.
And then
Oh yeah,
everyone
that's
usually
good.
says, wait, how did it go? Do that again,
Exactly. Yes. Yep.
right?
Yep. Yes. Exactly. You get it. Okay, so that was pretty perfect. Not gonna lie. And what I may be able to do as well is maybe like lift. Mm, maybe perfection is a myth, like they say. So be happy with what you got. Now I'm gonna go into this next clip and kind of do the same thing. There's a couple different leaps there, and I already know that I think this one was a little bit long, so I'm just gonna ripple delete again. Check out this next clip. Pretty sure I come into it hot like that one. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, that's a leap right there.
Yeah.
Look at that leg extension. Okay, do a ripple delete again. It might. Wow.
Oh.
See, this one is also going to probably need to get scaled in a little bit because I could kind of tell I'm like way in the front of the frame now. Like, this is also something that I needed to make sure too when I was shooting the video is I needed to be in a diagonal line, like very, very specifically, because if I move any which way, it's going to change the scale of what I look like to match, or it makes it more difficult to match that next scene. So this, unfortunately, my movement is a little bit closer to the camera. It I have to do a little bit more post work, but something that I've learned and can live with completely. So I think what I'll do is probably take this one and scale it in a little bit. I think this is in the wrong leg. Okay, so yeah, I think this is the one right there. It's probably a little bit better.
Kevin has a little tip. I don't know if you know about this, but just
please,
for future editing, check out the trim edit window in the future. You can add, subtract frames dynamically during playback in a loop.
Ooh.
I don't know much about
I don't know what that means, but I like it.
Yeah. I know. I feel like maybe it could make, because he's talking about for back and forth trimming. Ooh. So maybe it allows you to kind of like do it so you're not jumping from one clip.
Is it like next. like a source like that? Like I think this?
Maybe go to window. Mm-hmm. And is there a trim edit?
Trim edit.
He said in the trim edit window. So I would assume window would open that, but Kevin, let us know if you have any more tips about that.
I think I found something. I just Googled it. Now I don't know where. Okay. Trim edit is here in the sequence. Trim edit. I wonder if I have to see, it's not available to me right now when I'm clicking on this clip, but I wonder if I have to do both sequence, trim, edit.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay. Oh no. Wait. Okay. Let's try again. Okay, this is it. And we're in. We did something. Something's happened, everybody. We've made moves.
Well, okay. So I like it. He says double click on the edit point. Oh wait, I think we're already past that.
Okay. Yeah, we So, yeah, I need to figure that out a little bit more, but we gonna work on it.
Yeah,
for sure. Because I like the way it was looking.
Yeah, it looked like when you had them side by side that there were some controls, but then I don't know how to keep that up there.
Right, me either.
I'll let you know if we get some more tips.
Thanks.
Okay, Kevin says you can't click back on the timeline. I think you have to keep working in that one window.
Gotcha. That makes sense. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, good to know.
Yeah, really great to know. Very great to know. Now I'm having a difficulty trying to figure out what leg goes where, and I'm like pretty sure it's this one. I'm gonna do ripple delete, and let's see if I could do the little trim thing here. Trim, edit. So you can kind of see now. I guess this makes it a lot easier to kind of see what looks like what.
Yeah. And then
I wonder
what happens if you click on any of those controls below that?
This little thing here?
Yeah. Does it do anything?
I think it. Ooh. It like moves the timeline forward, I think. And also this does it by like 5 seconds. Wow, I was pretty on time, huh?
Yeah.
Smooth. Whoa. Maybe not that one, but this one is like.
Look, it's like
to gas
same,
myself
almost.
up.
Yes.
Well, the only issue is though, and this is why this is probably very helpful, and is that like I was saying, because I'm moving a little bit closer to the camera versus where I started in the frame, like because I think I was a lot farther here, and then I was a little closer here, but I also don't think so. Let's just try this out one more time. I'm going to do this little sequence trim edit thing again because this is cool.
Kevin said these add and subtract frames. So I think when you were clicking that,
Did it delete it?
You were deleting and adding frames, which is good because you'd be going then frame by frame for both clips.
I
don't know. We're learning things all day.
We're learning things. That's what we were learning so much yesterday. It only makes sense. I knew it was going to be like that. You know what I said at the beginning of yesterday? I was like, you're going to be learning some things.
Yeah.
I'm going to be learning some things for a fact. I know how this goes. Okay, so this is the thing what's happening right now. So I'm trying to figure out, and let me do the sequence thing again because I'm obsessed with this now because this is what I do. This trim edit is my new thing. So I kind of want to move this clip up, this one, just like a little bit because I just feel like it's a little low, and maybe zoom it out a little bit.
Here's another tip for when you go back into the edit thing. Kevin says, click on one side of the edit or the other. Click the buttons to add and subtract frames. Press space to loop the new edit.
Okay. Oh my God, it's doing things. Oh. Yo, shout out to man.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin. Like, you're the teacher. You're the man. You're the person. Appreciate you. Yeah, that's fun. Cause that worked out. That was what I needed, to be honest. Like this is exactly what we're trying to do. And blah. Look at that. We win it. We did it.
Yes.
Woo! Yes. Team Kevin, yo. Team Kevin. So you can kind of see me here. Like this is kind of my face after we've accomplished. Thankfully, I'm still smiling. That's all that matters. I was tired. It was raining a little bit too. So I was like, all right, this is enough. But no, I'm happy. I like to do what I do.
Yeah.
Another funny part, I'm actually carrying a film camera. So I don't think I'd be walking that fast or shooting film that fast, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's for show. If I was shooting film and like stopping and like shooting like that, those things would be so blurry. This camera is this camera's ridiculous. Okay, so this one, I'm just walking. I don't think I go past that, but I think it's like right here. So I'm just going to cut it there. Do another ripple delete. And we're just going to keep cutting in. And this was my favorite part. This park was so beautiful. All the leaves were coming down. Good old Central Park. I can't believe I live in New York. It's just so weird.
So cool.
It really blows my mind. Okay, this is going a little slower than I thought. So I'm just going to drag this out. Move this a little forward. Okay, yeah, that's it. Maybe I'll do this first step there. And that's a lot of time where I was just hanging out, chilling. So we're going to delete that and do another little. So I'm going to be honest, you guys, you're probably like see me keep clicking things and going through these buttons up here because I am not one to use my keyboard shortcuts ever. I'm not much of a keyboard shortcutter.
Me either.
I love to click things. Yeah, right. I don't know what that is, but I love to just kind of click stuff.
Yeah. Are you the same way in Photoshop? Like just going the long way? Yep.
Yeah.
Me too.
Long way. The most long, difficult way possible is what I do.
Yeah. Everyone's always like, there's a keyboard shortcut for that will save 5 minutes. I'm like, well, I like to, take my time, figure it out, understand why it's happening, what made it happen.
Yes. And I also can't memorize them. So we'll get there.
I only know Command Z. That's it.
Yes. Yeah. Honestly, Command Z, Command C, and Command V.
Yeah.
Those are my people right there. So you can kind of see these clips here that maybe, okay, so now I see what's happening. Look, so this trims backward, trims forward. So, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. So if I want to match this leg here, maybe I want to, wait, no. I want to trim forward a little bit. I do want this other leg to match the other one though. So I think I need to cut this other one a little bit sooner, which I think is like right here, maybe. Am I stepping with that leg? Oh yeah, right there. Oh, that's the look. I gotta do like right there because I look to the left right there, and that's kind of where it needs to go. Boom, boom, boom. Now that look sold it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wow.
The look sold it. You don't understand. When I made this video and I went back home and I sat down and edited it, it was like this feeling of like, I was like, I can't believe this idea actually worked. I felt so much accomplished. So much like, I'm trying to say the word, but it was just so, I don't know, because some videos that I try to do, they don't work out. Like you could have a really wonderful idea and somehow it just like the perspective doesn't feel right or something, it's maybe out of my range that I can accomplish or something. But when it came to this, I was like, it's very simple, but I want it to make sense and I want to be able to teach people about it too.
Yeah.
And this was such a success in my eyes that people could understand it, that people could make it possible for them to do it, like, and I could even do it. I don't know. It just was really exciting. So I was happy that it worked out.
Yeah, well, you've definitely inspired me with this video. I'm like, I'm gonna go create some things now.
Yes. Okay, so that's not bad. I think it's good. Boom, bow. And actually, I'm just going to hit this. So down here, there's a bunch of little options. And you can even, if you don't have this loop playback underneath here, hit this little plus button here. This is the button editor. And you'll have a bunch of different options here. And all of them do different things. And I probably don't use all of them as of right now. But I do like to use the loop playback because I like to loop my videos. So when I press play here, it'll go right back to the beginning. Smooth like butter.
Wow.
Yeah, that looks just sold it.
Look at that.
Yeah,
oh my gosh,
great.
So good.
Yay! We did it.
Wow,
so,
that was awesome.
Not bad for a quick little cut, right?
Yeah.
I think all you have to do when you're creating this is make sure that you focus on the move that you're doing. So memorize what those moves are and how that'll look at the end or beginning of the frame, and you should be good to go.
Yeah.
I
think the loop just makes it so much. It's like, it just sells the final thing.
I love a good loop.
I know.
Love a good loop.
I always love loops like in your wine one where it's something within the video that makes it loop, that it's not just like it keeps going, like it's something so cool.
Exactly. Yeah, this was a little bit of a challenge for me because I was just trying to think. I was like, I really wanted to loop, but I just need something that's a little bit different. I don't want to do like a match cut, like, you know, that one where I'm kind of walking. Didn't want to do something else, but this felt a little bit more playful, probably, because of the little throw, and obviously just coming from that perspective. But I think I just wanted to surprise people, give a little surprise. So behind the scenes of this, I was sweating, man. It was so hot outside. It was crazy. It was like one of the hottest days in like June, I believe. And so I was filming on my balcony. All my fruit was like melted and weird, but you know, it's fine. Do it for the video. Do it for the gram.
Yeah.
Do it for the gram. So people, maybe someone will help me with this, maybe not, but I've got this video here and it seems to be to the side, right? So I'm just going to first, I know that my sequence, I want to make sure that it's 4x5. So I'm just going to resize that anyway, just right off the bat. Good to me. That's all right. And it's still sideways there. But what I want to do is maybe go into the effects controls. And I think I filmed this upside down in some way. So I'm going to do -90, or you do 90 the other way, but we'll do -90 there. And it flips it.
Perfect.
Goes back to normal. Maybe this can be accomplished some other way, but I don't know. This is the way that I've been doing it. And it works. It does its job, right? So again, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove the sound because there really is no point to that. It's just there's probably like a band outside playing, to be honest. There's always like a band outside for some reason. Just playing music on the street out there.
Was this in New York?
Yes, it's in New York.
Nice.
Yeah. So what I want to do is just make sure that I want to cut it the right way. So I'm just going to get where it blacks out there first. Do a ripple delete. And I also just want to make sure it's cropped the right way. So this is a nice crop for me for at least 4x5. And you'll notice I'm kind of setting up the shot because I cut it a few different ways.
And is this filmed on your phone too?
So this was filmed on my phone, but the little B-roll shots were not. And I'll add those eventually. But this one, I think, was filmed on my phone. Now, please don't quote me, but my memory does not serve me correct sometimes. But it seems to me that my phone would be the easiest process with this because I really, really like editing and masking with iPhone video. There's something so crispy about it and so like, I don't know, just it's really easy to create like a PNG from and then do like some cutouts and stuff when it comes like masking and replacing certain things, which I will talk about with this export frame in a bit, which is the reason why I can kind of erase that the wine glass.
And have you ever worried about quality or anything, especially from your phone, like if you're giving it to a client? I know you do most of your work on your phone, so has that been a concern for you?
Yeah, it has been in the past for certain clients, I suppose. But when I worked with like American Music Awards, Adobe, like Apple, I mean, there's a lot more people who were like, please use your phone. Yes, use your phone. That's what you should be doing. That's how you create. That's what you do.
Yeah.
I just created something for Moen as well, which is like this, like they like have water faucets and stuff, or like different electronics and home products and stuff. And I created that all on my phone too. And that was like an art piece for them for like, I don't know, but some people, like certain bigger clients, like maybe if I was working with Adidas or if I'm doing like a product shot or something, definitely want to make sure it's higher res. So I'll probably shoot with a camera, edit it on my computer, export it in a, you know, high, you know, whatever export, and then be on my merry way. But it's not my favorite. I would rather always edit my phone. If it's a possibility to have like the highest res on there, oh, woo.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun to do. And what is it? The best camera you have is the camera you have on you, right?
Absolutely.
That was Ferry had asked what camera you use to shoot your videos. So figured we'd just go into a bit more detail about that. I was curious.
I mean, at this time I was shooting with a Canon, something. I don't remember right now, but I have a Canon R5 now. That's a mirrorless.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
It gets the job done. I was just really adamant about shooting in low light, and it helps with low light a lot, which the iPhone can make very difficult sometimes, but
so true.
iPhone is getting better every day. It's it makes me very happy.
Do you have a 12 now?
I do. I've got a 12 Pro Max.
Nice.
Right? Yeah, I've got a 12 Pro Max.
Yeah, with the little like low light feature. So fun.
Exactly. Okay, so what I've been doing is I've just been cutting a few clips that aren't necessarily gonna help me. Okay, so I know that I wanted this clip to come into that B-roll shot over there. So I'm just gonna clear this actually. Because what I know is I'm gonna have to place this B-roll little fruit grab in there. So let me preview these actually. So what I do sometimes just to kind of see if the clip is what I want is I'll go over to this project panel and I could just kind of like hover over it and drag around, and I don't need to click or anything. I'm just dragging my mouse, hovering over it, and it'll show me a quick little preview of that clip. So I think this maybe is the fruit clip. Maybe this is the one. I'm just gonna go with this fruit clip, and I'm just gonna drag it over here. And again, I don't need all that sound, so I'm just gonna unlink it, delete it, and let's resize this. Or at least rotate it, maybe scale it. Oh, don't need a scale because it's very zoomed in. We were macro shotting that day. And that's why I know this was with my camera, because I was like, I need macro shots of fruit melting in the sun. I don't think many people could tell, but it's melted.
Looks nice and juicy.
Right. I mean, I ate all of it, but it was definitely not the best. See, there's like, so I cut out some like little stars and fruits and stuff to make it all cute, give me some, set the mood. And I think I want to grab it. Yeah, I wanted to grab that little guy. So I'm gonna clear this and drag this all the way back there. And you can see, so this is what I've been talking about a little bit multiple times, is making sure that my movements are matching into that next transition. So if you could tell, my hand and also on my head, oh my god, there's like a drip. You can't even see it probably, but there is a drip on my head.
Oh yeah,
can you see it? What the
I also love your expression there.
I know, I was dying. I was dying in real time.
So good.
Okay, so as you can tell, my hand is kind of like coming in here and going for a fruit. And what I wanted to do is keep that hand motion going. So I'll probably cut there and just see. Yeah, because it kind of looks like it's still going. It's a nice fluid motion. So I'll just ripple delete that. Oh, I'll also drag it down because for some reason I've been using 2 layers and I didn't really need to, but it's just because I dragged it over. Felt like playing with it in that layer a little bit until I dragged it back down into the same kind of timeline layer that the other ones are in. Now you can see, I'm going to grab a fruit, bringing it back. And this time I've eaten my fruit. I'm happy. Now I'm going to pour some wine. which is always exciting.
Yes.
Make sure my clip's ready to go. Pour, 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 pour. And I've thrown it. Now it definitely falls. We're not gonna show that. We'll delete. And I've got my loop there. Now what I want to do, you'll notice that there is like a little bit of red on the top there. I might just do a quick little effect in my favorites here. Just do a quick dip to black. Let me zoom in. Let's see how far that fade goes. Yeah, so that's, I might actually even make it happen quicker because it kind of pauses a lot. Let's drag that. Drag all those clips back to the beginning. Yeah, way quicker at the beginning, keeping the viewer involved and in tune, because any second wasted is just like people are like, all right, bye, I'm leaving.
Right.
At least I am.
It's so true though, like especially with TikTok. I mean, you have to like
our attention span is low, man.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do? Okay, so we've got this, we've got that, we've got our thing, we've got our pour. Now we need to get rid of this wine glass. How do we get rid of this wine glass? That's the question of the day.
That's what I'm so curious about.
So what I'm gonna do first is actually something that I do quite often in order to kind of mask items in the easiest way is I just make sure that I've got a clip of that same kind of same scene, and hopefully it's literally shot in on a tripod and everything matches. And I hope that makes sense. But so what I'll do is down here I'll go to export frame, and in this frame you'll notice that the wine glass is not there. And so now what I'm going to do is just do export frame, and I can name this frame. Don't really need to be honest, but I'm just going to do it because I feel like it. I'm going to just say no wine glass, and I can import it into this project, saved into a path, and press OK. Now I've got that saved. Okay. Now I'm going to drag this over to where my wine glass is. Just drag it a little bit further here. Now what I want to do first is just go into here and just do something very quick. It's not going to be the prettiest, but it's going to get the idea across for now. So I'm just going to do a quick mask over this image. Not edit it later to be a little bit more precise, but you'll notice, and also I want to make sure that this PNG is dragged all the way across because I think the wine glass is in that whole clip. But I've got my mask on. I may even be able to zoom in a little bit to see what we're working on. And you'll notice that the wine glass is gone.
Awesome.
And that's because this top layer here is visible. Now, if I hide it, you'll notice that it's still there. Now, a little bit of the glass is still showing on the bottom, but I can easily kind of keep adding some points and keep making it a little bit more specific. So now what I'm going to do is just make sure that I'm not on the actual bottles. That'll make it complicated. Just kind of zoom in a little bit more. I think even on that glass. Just keep adding points. Around where the glass is.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
See what's happening here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Making like a little spot for the wine to go.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a little mask wine.
I love it.
Isn't that cute?
So great.
Yeah. So let me do a little fit and just see if it looks.
I also love your finger tattoos, by the way.
Thanks.
So cool.
Thank you.
I've always wanted some.
Oh, they hurt. They hurt more than anything in the world. Yeah, I have my whole. I mean, you could see I've got all of that. It hurt more than all of this.
Wow. Okay, good to know.
It was so painful. Okay, so you can see it's got a little bit of action happening. The wine glass is gone, you guys.
So cool.
Yeah, for sure. So you can keep kind of playing around with that, making sure that it makes sense. Now there's still a little bit at the top as well. And I think what will happen with that, and this is kind of this is some things also you should think about within the masking options here. There's a ton of different stuff. You can mask a path, which we tried yesterday with change to color, which works if something is easy to kind of track, which I don't know if in this case we necessarily need it. But what I would kind of play around with is probably like the mask feathering, which I don't think we need really that much, because just the way this doesn't need to necessarily be like the softest edge. It may be like a little bit better if it is a little harder edge. So I'm just gonna kind of see, trying it outside of this wine glass still, be a little bit more specific. Now you kind of see like my process, pretty much how I start kind of really messy, and then the more I go in and the more I kind of like get into the work, I get more detailed about it.
Yeah,
because there's no point of like setting the tone right away in the most specific, perfect way. It really just like kind of gets the idea across. You can kind of know what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then cool. So you could still kind of see like the top part of the glass, and how I would accomplish that to be fixed is by doing a mask that moves. So what I'm going to do is actually add a few more points up here. Now I keep clicking this because I'm like getting way too detailed with this. I'm actually just going to drag these over and maybe add another one. And what I'm going to do is do a mask path. It probably looks a little crazy right now. Maybe I'll do a little 2. It works. So you'll see I've got the mask here, and I want to keep that on until my pour gets involved, right? In there. So now what I'm going to do is maybe slot that in one more time, just so we know that's where it begins and ends. And then select our mask. Make sure we're moving this in a way that will allow this wine to look like it's coming through. You know?
This is like some ASMR teaching right now. I'm like so relaxing. Oh my God, look at that. That's so cool.
Okay, so you definitely want to just keep playing around with it depending on where like it pours. And that's just kind of watching and moving with the frame. Doesn't need to be perfect, like I said, but we're just having fun with the wine. That's all that matters. So each time I'm like adjusting it, it's adding a keyframe over here. You can see.
Okay.
I think if I zoom in a little bit, maybe we could see where I am here. So these are all different ways that the mask is moving in this. So it'll keep pouring, keep pouring.
How's everyone doing in the chat? You guys liking this? Looking pretty cool, huh? Fairy thinks it looks like magic. So cool.
Yes. I'm so glad.
I'm loving it.
Yeah, so you always want to make sure that it's setting those points too, because man, I've set points sometime for like hundreds of different frames, and all of a sudden I look back, I'm like, oh my God, they're not there. And I don't know why. Like sometimes they just don't like, I mean, it's definitely my fault because I'm just not, all the way there yet with this, but something to keep in mind for sure. Cause I've like done so much detailed little masking edits here and there, and it's just become so difficult. But you get the gist now. I mean, this will take a little bit to kind of get right, but you want to just make sure that and as I'm moving these frames, you could see that these are changing with the way. And it doesn't need to be too perfect. Again, it's just so kind of.
Quick question for you. When you
please,
you said that the keyframes are happening or are getting set as you're making your mask. During the time when it didn't get set, do you know why it was? Does something have to be selected in order to make sure you're getting that keyframe?
Yeah, I think you have to toggle this animation here. You have to make sure that it's blue. You have to make sure that these things are happening and stuff like that. I think maybe I may have reset a mask or something, and I was just kind of like playing with it or something like that, and it just wasn't toggling those animations. So
perfect. Okay, good to know. So always make sure that it's blue.
Get that blue.
Public service announcement.
Yes, I've got a lot of public service announcements. Like I said, I'm a walking example of failure and grace. So I love it. I'm proud. I'm not ashamed of it whatsoever. Now, something about this was difficult. And this is just something I want to show you guys just really quickly, because something that may come up even in your life, in your edit. Oh, that's so small. So at the end of this frame, and I'll just back up a little bit. Now you can kind of see. Man, that's kind of crazy. That's a little better than I think the first edit I did.
So good.
I'm actually very surprised because the doing this now is so much easier than the first time I did it, because I had no idea what I was doing. No clue. I didn't even look up tutorials or anything. I was just like, I'm pretty sure I can do this. I've seen people do it before. I'm just gonna keep like pressing things. And I also, we're pretty good at Photoshop. We know how to do masking and stuff. And so when I look in here, I'm like, this makes sense. This is how you mask. This is how you move this. This is how you add this. This is how you layer. It just, I don't know. It all makes sense to me.
Yeah.
It really does.
Do you use After Effects much or just Premiere?
I do use After Effects, but it's I need to get into it more for like animating things. I've noticed that it's so well with like illustration animating.
Yeah.
And the way it like moves things and like bounces stuff and stuff like that. It's like so cool and intuitive, which I didn't realize. But with like all the NFT stuff that's happening recently, and we're just meeting so many new artists and connecting and seeing people's like process, that I think was like the biggest surprise to me, is just seeing how many of these illustrators or animators, how they create in After Effects, and how not so much that it's easy, but it's just so accessible. Like I thought that they were like in the studio, like drawing different movements and different things, like when they're drawings, but like there's little toggles. And I'm like, what? I didn't know. It's
So cool.
amazing. It's so
I know.
exciting. Yeah. It just makes me want to do everything, which it's like, that's the hardest thing for me is I want to do everything, but I don't want to
Yep.
spread myself too thin, you know?
I know you're speaking my language, girl. I feel you. I'm like the same exact way. I'm like, I want to
It's
learn
a
After
challenge of an
Effects and
artist.
3D. And yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Are you learning 3D stuff right now?
Like just starting to touch into the very beginning of it,
Nice.
like deciding
Awesome.
what program, thinking about what I want
Hmm.
to do. But yeah, I mean, again, you don't want to spread yourself too thin. Like we
Right.
have a lot going on. You have a lot going on too. Like, how do you find the time?
It's hard.
Tough.
But I'm designing a purpose planner, and I've been designing this for about
Ooh,
like a couple years. I've got a copywriter, I've got a designer who's already got the cover done, like all the like little like icons and stuff for it. But the concept is how to do everything you want in a purpose-driven way, consistently, with effort, with passion, with love, with care, without being distracted or comparing your life to other
yeah.
people. So that's really the purpose of that, which I'm cannot wait to give to people, because it is based on the way that I do stuff. It's the way that I accomplish things, and I accomplish a lot of stuff, so it's got
Yeah,
to
you
work.
do. Oh my God. Please let me know when that's available. I will
Yeah,
be
I
the first to buy
will.
one.
I will. I promise I will. I'm like just I cannot express how much it means to me, and I cannot wait to make sure it helps people, and I'm like tired of using other people's planners, so I want to use mine
Yeah.
already.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's so cool. And I feel like
Thanks.
stuff like that's so important. I mean, I absolutely love like passion, purpose type planners or
Mm,
notebooks. I think it's so cool to really decide like where am I going? What kind of things do I want to pursue? What programs will help me get to that dream? And what can I kind of like avoid too?
exactly. Yeah. I mean, we're throwing so much stuff every day, all day, every day, with the internet and life and family and friends and whatever. And it's so hard for us to kind of, stay in our path. But if we pick the
Yeah.
path and pick the goal, which can change every once in a while, which I'm very adamant about in the planners, like, my purpose changes every 3 months, like every two
Yep.
months. So, and that's
Yep.
fine. But as long as you choose something and you have a
Yeah.
direction you're going, it makes everything so much easier.
Yeah, so true. We have some people in the chat that are interested in your planner as well. So
Awesome. Yeah, I'm very excited to put it out into the world.
yeah.
So something that came up in this, and oh, we've been editing this whole thing without these previews. You know how we like to make it harder on
Yeah.
ourselves. I mean, nothing's really previewing it in there anyway right now, so I'm not sure if it matters. But so what's happening with this, and this is why I've zoomed in like all the way, so you can see that I can like zoom out here, and I keep saying zoom. I don't know if that's the actual word, but I'm like kind of coming like zooming in into the frames here more and more and more, and I can't kind of zoom in anymore because I'm really like frame for frame here. Like this is frame. And if you really are very new to video, like I was, like literally probably 2 years ago, I didn't understand what video it like was like yes, it makes sense. Yes, it's a thing, it's a video, but it's like, how is a video created? And it's basically just tons of different pictures put together and put in a certain sequence to work in a certain way. And
Yeah.
so every piece of these little clips here, these little ticks, are just pictures to create the video, and those are called frames. So something that I think kind of like really does excite me too, even about video, is knowing that each one of those frames is almost like a piece of art, like a really like a individual piece to the video that I can play with and disrupt the video with. And that has been something really fun and inspiring in that perspective to kind of see and learn through, is just not seeing the video as like this whole thing, but using each frame as a tool and a reference to something or an idea, perspective.
I love that so much. Like, I feel like that really changes video.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about it that way, it makes you realize that you can do and create anything with it.
Absolutely. Exactly. And being a photographer, being a graphic designer, being someone who works really primarily in a lot of still imagery, that I think was the opening door for me, is being like, oh, well, this is just 1,000 little pictures, which is like completely terrifying. But, you know, at the end, you're kind of like, okay, wait, yeah, this is how it's working. But anyway, so the issue that came up to me with this was that because I'm throwing this little, and this got cats on it, by the way, it's a little cat like kitchen towel that I have in my kitchen. When I'm throwing it, you'll notice that the mask is still there over the towel, because when it goes black, it's still hanging out. So I just want to make sure that isn't an issue down the line. So come into here and I'll do the same kind of thing we've been doing with this mask. Is just kind of come back in and make sure. And I might highlight all of these just to move them very quickly, just because. That's probably like the most difficult way I could do it right now, but I'm just doing it in a very quick way. But you want to kind of move all of these, or maybe even, I wonder if we can delete them. No, let's not delete them. Let's just do this in a way that is not crazy difficult. So I'm just going to actually highlight all these, grab all these, and then bring it all the way down. And then kind of bring this outside of that towel. Now this is where the issue might come up, actually, is that I did not lock in that last keyframe where it was. So what's going to happen is, while this frame is moving, it's going to keep dragging that mask down. If you can kind of see, I'm going to pull this out. This is something that may happen because I didn't kind of choose a frame beforehand, and I apologize, I've got allergies, so I'm just gonna dab my nose really quick.
No worries.
Like dripping over here.
I know, I've been sneezing too.
Dying. Oh my gosh, I mean, I love summer, I love spring, but oof, you're killing me.
Yeah.
So you'll notice that what's happening is that the mask is moving because I didn't save like that last kind of like frame before I did the little towel thing. So I'm just gonna go back in, get back in there, and I might just click on one of these keyframes, one of the last ones here, just copy, and then go to this frame right before in there, and I might just paste it. Oh, I gotta zoom in a little bit. And let me make sure I copied it. It doesn't want to do it right
now. Pearl is saying hold keyframe.
Hold keyframe. Is there something?
I don't know. She said, I can't explain fast enough. Let us know, Pearl.
It's so funny.
Hold keyframe.
I'm pretty sure I want to copy this. And I want to paste it. Paste it for me. I think maybe it's because I'm selecting it or something. I'm not sure. There's got to be an easier way for me to do this, and I'm not doing it right. I already know it.
I know, waiting for the chat to update.
Know.
Okay, here we go. If you don't want to have the duplicate, the keyframe so the mask stays in place, sorry, I'm like reading this terribly. Right click on the keyframe so you want to hold.
Right click on E. Oh, yep.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, so here. Why won't it let me click on it? I wonder what that's about. Maybe if I need to unclick things. Oh, no, I need to be in there. Okay. Let's go back in and let's see if they'll hold.
Yeah, why is it?
You bugger. Why won't you do what you're doing?
Pearl, is there a reason why it's grayed out?
Good old Pearl. You know, my grandmother's name is Pearl. That's
my favorite name. Love that.
I love that name. Best name.
Okay, click on temporal interpolation.
Ooh, I feel like I've heard that before. Where is that at? Where's that tool? Where's that option? Oh, no, not there. No. That's all right. That's all right. But we get the gist, I believe. Yeah. Hopefully. Well, at least here, you know, that's where we want that frame to be. Right here, hanging out, wherever it would be. But that's definitely something that I had to accomplish in order for this to work out. As you can see at the end here, there's a moment that happens where I'm throwing and the glass is gone.
Yeah.
The glass is gone. Awesome.
Okay.
Guys.
Got a little more. Got a little more info. Yes. Okay, so we right click on the keyframe and then temporal interpolation should come up.
Right click on the keyframe. Okay.
Paloma says that sounds like a Star Trek term, which it definitely does.
It is. Yeah, I think I feel like I know what they're talking about. For some reason it doesn't. Oh, I wonder if it's because of this. Okay, we undo that. No.
Kevin says that I don't think you can use hold keyframes with mask path. And then Pearl said that yours looks different than hers and she's not sure why. So maybe we'll just let that one go for today. But good tips to try for anyone who's doing it at home.
I'm like 99.9% sure there's a possibility that this is supposed to be easier than that. Because I can only imagine that it will and it should. But, you know, I think as a newbie, all we do is figure things out in this way.
Exactly.
Hanging out with friends, undoing, redoing.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, we got about 2 minutes until the artist spotlight. So I don't know if there's anything else that you want to show on this clip or any final notes that you have. Then we'll dive into that and then go back to you.
Oh my goodness. Well, I am just very happy that it worked out. Like I said, we kind of just started off with a nice dip to black effect, which I use quite often to fade in, fade out certain transitions. If I'm not actually like for example, if I'm trying to transition from like outside a pole to another pole in a different street, and that's something I do quite often, is like using street poles as transition pieces or transition objects. And sometimes I can't bring my camera close enough to the actual like pole or something, and the pole is maybe a different color or maybe it's lighter, so I'll use this dip to black to make it look like it's like a bigger transition from the same kind of object. Hope that makes sense. But yeah, the dip to black really helps. But if the dip to black doesn't work, you could always do a file, new adjustment layer, which you should always unclick everything. File, new adjustment layer, that would come up. But yeah, and then so After that, we've got our got our movement here. I always say, gotta have them hands moving in the same direction. And we did our mask. So I'm just gonna pour the wine. One last little win. Cheers.
So cute.
Yeah, and the final part, that was a little messy, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
How is that wine, by the way?
Oh, I think it's great. It's great wine. Wonderful wine.
I feel like I've had it at some point, but
and it's good price point too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Affordable and good. Can't complain.
Yeah. Always looking for good wine.
The artist supports your artist here too, you know?
Does it directly to you?
No, not necessarily, but they hired me.
Cool.
So
yeah. You get royalties from the bottles. Be like, right. Oh yeah, bring them on.
I wish. That's what honestly, one day our influence we'll have that in the contracts, but
totally
these brands aren't trying to do none of that yet.
No.
No.
I love it. Yay. All right. Well, let's dive into the artist spotlight. All right. So today's artist spotlight is Queen Shireen. And Shireen, if you are here in the chat, I hope I'm saying your name correctly, and also would love to hear from you if you're here. But yeah, let's take a look. This is awesome because Shireen is actually going to be doing the Daily Creative Challenge next week, nice. I believe, or in a couple weeks. And it looks like she has some really cool stuff. So let's just take a little look, and then we'll go back and look at some of the videos in more detail. But
awesome.
Yeah. Right away, I'm seeing like some really pretty colors and just like really nice flow to everything. It's
natural.
Yeah. Looks like she does like makeup. Yeah. Love Drunk Elephant. So good. So great.
Oh, I like this one where there's 3 of her.
Ooh, let's click on that.
Gotta look back at that one, yeah. Oh.
Let's see if I can.
Oh, so she's doing tutorials. Okay.
So
Surf
cute.
model energy.
Yes.
Nice. Oh, that's great. I really like that one.
I love that. Oh, and the shadows.
Like the colors. You know, I like the tones. I think the tones are really beautiful.
I love that. Let's see. Let's check out the Drunk Elephant. All right, cool. So she's doing
oh, she's in Lightroom.
Oh yeah.
Man, Lightroom is the best app.
I know. I love it. I'm always surprised when people are like, oh, I use like this dumb little like iPhone app. I'm like, why don't you use Lightroom? It's free to use on your phone. Like
awesome. And it handles the photos so well.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I sometimes will shoot with my Canon R5, and I'll actually send all the photos to my phone and edit in Lightroom. And so it edits the raw photos on your phone, and
it's so great.
Well, it's great.
Yeah, like I feel like there's so many random editing apps that just like filter instead of actually editing the way Lightroom does. It's just such a powerful app. Oh, this is cool.
Is that a swimsuit? It looks like a dress. That's an interesting swimsuit.
Yeah. I'm going to get sucked into her videos and have to watch them all later. I'm like, how do I get my hair that long?
Yeah, my hair's never been like that long in my life.
Yeah. Have you always had it short like that?
No, I mean, my hair, it's probably been like to my shoulder.
Oh yeah, that's true. I've seen pictures. Yeah.
I cut it all off because I was dyeing my hair blonde for like years. So I was like, nah, I can't do this anymore. It like destroyed my hair.
Yeah.
Oh, this
hey, look, it's like what you did.
Gradient.
Yeah. Yeah. If
so
any
funny.
of you all missed the stream yesterday, Elise did something just like this in Premiere. So be sure to go back and watch that replay.
Yes.
This is so cool. I'm very intrigued.
Yeah, me too. I like how she has this like a nice balance of everything that she wants to do. Like she's not like she just I mean, I to me specifically, I'm very adamant about doing me, and I think that creates my theme of my Instagram. Like people are like, how do you have everything match and look so well together? Well, it's because I do what I want. She to me seems like somebody who just does what they want, and that authentic kind of style will come through in the vision and the theme of the page. You don't need to like overthink the colors and stuff like that, because it's just colors you like.
Totally. That's so true. That's really cool. I know she has like so many cool, just like different things. Like you can tell she's just trying new things. And
for sure.
Oh, is that? Oh, look, it's both her. That's so cool.
I love playing with perspective like that. Like I am my own best friend. So you know, if I could put two of me in a video or in a picture, I'm like, yes.
Yep. That one's so cool.
Yeah, that is cool. I like that she shows the behind the scenes of this
stuff.
Like I love somebody who could just like give their secrets away without feeling like someone's going to replace them or something. Like that's a true artist and a creative.
Exactly.
Always one step ahead.
Yeah. I love seeing little process videos like that.
Me too.
Oh, look, a little wine type thing. Ooh, I like that it's coming from her hand.
Yeah. Interesting. Oh, and her caption says she's watching The Simpsons, so I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I love The Simpsons. I was born in 89, December 89, right when The Simpsons came out. So I feel like we got a little connect there.
When in December?
December 19th.
Ah, nice. I'm December 6th in 90.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sag babies.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
Is it Sag? Yeah, you're Sag. You're right at the cusp. Because I think there's some November Sag right at the end.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Such a great sign to be.
Yeah. Yes. We're interesting people, that's for sure. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Nice little cool transitions.
Yeah, that's like your little kind of like tap.
Oh, she gets it. She's somebody who understands.
Yeah.
The tap to change.
Oh. Yes. I just want to keep watching this one. Wait, and what is she? Did it go back to the beginning or did she loop it? I missed. Let's see. Okay.
But this is the cool thing about this is like you don't even know that it's looping. You could keep watching it because it all kind of like, I don't know, it just makes sense. Like that clip could go on after this too, you know?
I know. It's like
even if it's the beginning.
Totally. You can just keep watching it. I feel like this is such a creative way to do brand work too. It's like you're immediately intrigued by this and want to watch it. Even if you're like not that interested in the product, she made a catchy video and now you're like, okay, well, I'm going to get used to the people because that's a sweet video.
No, she's dope in my book.
Oh, cool.
And then she says she made it.
Yeah. I love that. That's cool. So she says, I had no desire to set up lights, so I plopped in front of the window and used natural light.
Yes, that's the key. Natural light sometimes is just it. Like it just does the job.
Yeah.
My LED lamps are they're kind of crazy sometimes because, you know, the thing about using LED in certain LEDs is that it has a flicker if you don't shoot your frames per second in the right way. And certain amounts of frames per second will make it flicker and your whole footage is ruined.
That's so true.
Yeah, scary stuff. Had to happen before. But not anymore, hopefully. Thankfully, I've learned my lessons from so many failures, like I always say.
Yep.
Oh.
Some macro photography. Ooh, wow.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, I like my macros.
So cool. Oh my God. Definitely gonna.
Is that her as a kid?
Let's see. Yeah, I think so.
Like her.
Reading the caption.
I mean, yeah, for sure. People are so young now. I'm like, I guess that photo looks like it could be like 20 years ago.
Yeah. I love her makeup photography. It's so great. I wonder if she works with like any brands like on the side for content and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure. Yeah, got to. Oh, see, this is how I love shooting the way she shoots, because I am macro city when it comes to like doing these paid ads or doing any kind of like cool fun videos like that. I think the detailed shots are just like,
yeah,
they're fun.
I know, and they're just like unique and different. Like they look like abstract art.
Right, exactly.
Like that shot. Oh, so good.
Yeah, if you look back at a lot of my old work from like 2019, I was doing so much video stuff that was just really testing the waters with detail like that. Oh, this is cute.
This is so cool.
I wonder what she's saying, but
I know, I'm gonna have to watch these later with sound. Everyone go check out Queen Shireen and listen with sound. So great. Awesome. Thank you, Queen Shireen, for sharing your portfolio. Can't wait to see your daily creative challenge. I'm definitely going to have to tune into that because you're so inspiring and love the videos.
Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah. All right. Back to you, Elise.
Nice. Let me share my screen. Of course. Nice.
I'm going to have to go back through your old videos, Elise, and stock some stuff.
I was having so much fun when I was doing like my first year partnership with Apothic, the wine brand. It was so like different for me a little bit, because I mean I had worked with a lot of different brands obviously, but because I was newly into video, I was like thinking of so many different things. And so when you look back at a lot of those Apothic videos, I was like going out of my way to be uncomfortable and just,
I love that.
Shooting macro shots of food. I was making drinks. I was like setting up like little scenes of experiences as like from a wine perspective or whatever. And yeah, that was a lot of fun to do. So I'm glad they gave me that opportunity to do that. You know,
so cool.
I'm a yes woman when it comes to certain projects, so this
love
was
that.
Definitely one of those for me.
I feel like that's so important. I've always felt the same way too.
I mean, we gotta get our experience somehow. Like, how are we gonna know what we like if we don't try it and don't do it or don't fail at it or don't succeed at it? Like, you know, I mean,
yeah,
I'm used to it at this point. I'm like, let me do something. I don't care how it turns out. I'm doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been inspired with you and by you in that aspect, because I feel like you're just willing to do so many different things and try things, and I think that's really admirable.
For sure. I mean, I've had the moments where I'm sitting like on my phone looking at likes and like hoping people like engage with me, and like, you know, just feeling like a lot of the wasted time or energy or fear that I had before. I just have like so much more awareness of it now, and I it's less about being perfect, and it's more about like being imperfect and trying new stuff and putting myself out there and reading more books and gaining more knowledge and being humble that way.
Yeah,
it's nice.
So great.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're just gonna I mean, we may not finish this, but I could just jump into Photoshop and show you how I kind of played with this image or this video.
Yeah.
But
that would be great.
Yeah. So this had some music over it. I think it was like Meg the Stallion or something, but I can't play that on here because maybe rights and also language. So this, like I said, it's kind of fun because I really wanted to play with this concept of moving the buildings, which I really had no idea how I was going to do that, or or how really, I mean, like I say, a lot of my ideas just come from me like sitting here with a piece of paper and a pencil and thinking, okay, how can I tell the story? Where can I tell the story? Like, who is in this story? How are people going to see it? What are they, you know, like there's just so many things I'm thinking about. and before I even get to this location. And so when I'm scouting for this actual location, I was looking for billboards. I needed billboards to be around because when I pitched the concept to the brand, I told them that I'm going to have the artists on the billboards that are going to be performing at the AMAs, and they wanted me to announce the artists or whatever. So it was like BB Rexa, Doja Cat, BTS, just like Nelly. I don't know who those other guys are, but I'm sure they're talented. But of course, in this original video, and I'll show you, I'll just upload it right now into a new sequence. And look at my face. I'm like, babe, tell me when to go. And because there's like cars passing, everyone's looking at me. I'm like, no, I'm not having it. And it's also one of my first like dancing videos. And I was like, I don't know why I'm dancing, but I thought it'd be AMA worthy. I don't know,
Yeah,
whatever. So that was pretty scary for me too, because I'm like, I don't dance like that too much in reels and things. But like, take a chance, have fun.
Yep.
So as you can see in this original video, I mean, there is like polo ads all across. And so I had to go into Photoshop and make sure that all those images were replaced with a lot of the photography that the artists had of the music artists. So to accomplish that, first what I want to do is make sure that I'm unlinking the sound, as I always do, because again, we don't want to hear my boyfriend being okay, 1 2 3 go. And I think I did this twice, worked out a little bit, but didn't want to do it again. Cut this, delete, do another cut. And with this one, I don't think I looped it because I really didn't care. It wasn't like the star of the video. The star was really like playing with the background and playing with those buildings. So what I did was made sure that I had PNG. Again, I'm exporting a frame from this project, and I don't need to import this frame into the project because I'm just going to be changing the actual images in the background. And now I'm just going to go ahead and go into Photoshop, and I'm going to go ahead and open that. Pretty sure I've got it saved here. Image still, open up, and we've got that image still ready to edit. Now I don't necessarily want to really replace all these images right now because it's not really the point, but I do want to just show you how I did cut out those buildings and how I made them move in Premiere. So yes, I made sure that before I cut out these buildings that all of these advertisements and billboards were replaced with the artist's images, but I also made sure that I had this tool set. So I love using the Polygon Lasso tool. It's my favorite. It's easy because I get to kind of just like cut around certain areas that I want to kind of play with. And with this specifically, what I wanted to accomplish was cutting out these buildings. I'm just going to kind of click around it. I'm pretty sure, I'm just going to go back really quick into Premiere, but I want to see something at this tree right here. Oh, it's right here. Actually, I'm going to look at this clip playback. I just want to look at this tree and see if the tree moved. Yes, it moved a little bit. Okay, that's fine. So I kept the tree inside there. Now, if I was going to do this right now, and this is how detailed I've gone even further, I would almost like make this tree a separate layer in Premiere just so it's not moving with the building, which can be accomplished as like a PNG or a little, cut out PNG icon. It's easy to find on the internet, or you can cut it out from this image itself. But that's something I probably would do again. But so for right now, I've got this building cut out, at least the front of it. And what I want to do is go into my layers here, and I may not necessarily need to like mask this, and I don't really want to. I don't really need to. I'm just going to inverse and then delete it. So now I've got this building cut out, and what I'm going to do is just export as a PNG and save it to downloads, because why not? I'm just going to do building 1, and then I'm going to cut out that other building as well. Cut out there. It doesn't need to be too perfect, as we always say. Perfection is a myth. Keep cutting around. And almost there.
Yeah.
Boom. Quick little cut. Now inverse. Cut out again. Delete. File export PNG. I'm just going to do building 2. Save. I'm just going to undo just for the sake of undoing. Now I'm going to go back into Premiere. And I'm also going to open up this, go into my desktop downloads, get my PNGs, drag them in, so you can start playing with them. And the reason why I mean, it's pretty obvious maybe, but the reason why I wanted to make sure that, I didn't just, I guess cut out the buildings in a way where they weren't still in the same frame. When I have this image or the cutout of these little like buildings in this way, it's still kind of like a 9:16. It allows me to just kind of drag them right over the video without needing to like move them around. Now in the effects control, you'll see, that the buildings are placed right on top like that. So instead of for example, if I was in Photoshop and I had all the cutouts or whatever, and some people may think, okay, I'm just gonna like crop it so it's a little PNG or something like that. That's going to make your job a little bit more difficult. So you really want to make sure that you've got that PNG set in the same kind of size, because then you won't have to kind of play around with where it's located in the actual video. So here, this is kind of where I kind of play with where my hands are pointing. So dance, and boom. Okay, so I'm going to cut it there. We'll delete. Oh, did I do a rip and delete? I don't think I want to do a rip and delete. Or maybe I do. I think that's all right. Oh, yeah, okay. So let's go a little bit zoomed back into this little area. And maybe I'll drag it out a little bit more. So this is where we're going to use the toggle animation again. I'm just going to hit the position and the scale. And I think I may just be playing with scale, but I don't think so. But for now, let's keep that there. And actually, I'm going to spread this out a little bit longer. And this is where I'm coming into my issue again, where I want to make sure that I can hold this. Let me see if I can do the hold now. Ooh. It's there!
Yes!
Yes!
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I need to do it on scale too.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So that was from Pearl, right?
Pearl.
Yeah.
Pearl. Ooh.
Pearl, are you still here? Did you see that? Yay!
That's so awesome. Okay, so that's great. Okay. So I want to definitely hold it until I hit this little point there. And I think I want to move this up actually. Okay. So when I get to this spot, I want to kind of scale it up. Oh, that's the other one. So this is the issue we've come upon, is that I've got my buildings mixed up. Bring this back over here. Bring this back to here.
Pearl said, I was typing it as you were saying it. Yay.
That's awesome. Okay, so I'm just going to copy these little positions. Hopefully I can just paste it right back in here. Paste. Nice.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's about time here to wrap up anyway. So, but I don't want to cut you off right in the
it's okay.
middle of doing something.
I understand. We only have so much time. I mean, we've done so much today. So
yeah,
this is just a treat. It's like dessert. It's like the cherry on top. So
I know.
Hopefully you've got enough cherries.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Do you want to give a quick 30-second recap of maybe the things you used today, like the tools?
Yes. So today we were just having fun with a bunch of transitions. We used the razor tool, which is my best friend for cutting a few of these frames. But we also, what did we learn by, what was his name? I don't remember. Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin.
With Kevin, we learned the trim edit, which allows us to kind of see and trim certain extent in
such a huge
video.
tip.
Yeah, that was amazing. I mean, the audience has been such a huge help today. So you guys have made this show go on the road.
I love it. Well, yeah. I mean, awesome. Great. Love it. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. Thank you, Elise. This was incredible. I learned a lot. I hope you all learned a lot as well. Stick around if you want to find out what pizza delivery on Mars would look like with Peter and Andrew in the Adobe XD Creative Challenge. I know that that's something that I would want to be doing. And so I hope you all enjoyed this, and we'll see you next time. Bye.